If your vehicle starts making unusual noises while you're turning, it could indicate something is wrong with the car. It will likely worsen if you don't take immediate action to address the issue. But what is causing your vehicle to make a creaking noise when turning at slow speeds? In this video, we share a few things that could cause a creaking noise while turning slowly and what to do to fix them. How the car steering system works. The complex components of your car's suspension and steering system are interconnected. Turning the steering wheel activates the power steering system, which requires the belt and pumps to be in good condition. Unfortunately, the system also affects the suspension by increasing the stress levels on the struts. In addition, the strain and stress placed on the ball joints that connect the suspension and steering components can affect the steering knuckle and control arms. The various parts of your car's steering system must support the vehicle's weight to move freely. This means they must be in good condition to prevent wear and tear. Causes of creaking noise when turning at slow speed. There are several reasons for a squeaking noise when turning at a slow speed. One of the most common causes is the failure of worn-out suspension joints. Over time, these joints absorb the impacts and stresses of the vehicle's daily drives. So, if they're damaged, the clicking connection point may create a creaking sound from the suspension joint. The power steering pump is vital to your car's steering system, as it helps push the correct amount of fluid into the gears. Now, if the whining sounds occur while you're turning, it could be caused by a leak in the system. The noises could also result from the belt slipping into the defective steering pump. However, this squealing noise might not be a symptom of a faulty steering pump. Instead, it could indicate extensive damage to the entire steering system. Creaking noise when turning at average speed. Besides creaking noise when turning at slow speeds, we also have creaking noise when turning at average speeds. Here are the various causes. 1. Broken steering rack. The rack and pinions are the most critical components of your steering system, and they can wear out over time. In addition, you might hear loud bangs after you turn if they're not working correctly. If the problem worsens, you might feel it in the steering column. Even minor issues such as clicking noises can be heard underneath the steering column. 2. Worn steering column bearing. If you hear a squealing sound while driving, it might be caused by a worn steering column bearing. If the issue persists, it might be caused by a worn bearing. A straightforward solution is to apply lubricant to the bearing. 3. Worn ball joints. The ball joints allow the wheels to move freely when there's movement in the steering system or suspension. They are usually located on the control arms and tie rod ends. If the ball joints wear out, they might get stuck in a single position or move excessively effectively, leading to loud noises. 4. Low or old power steering fluid. One of the most common causes of noise while steering is a power steering pump that doesn't have enough fluid. This component is a closed system, so some noise is guaranteed if it leaks. 5. Bad wheel bearing. While driving at higher speeds, you might hear a whirring sound when you turn the steering wheel. A poorly functioning bearing could cause this. When you put pressure on the wheel's outer surface, it will start to get louder, which causes this sound. 6. Worn struts or shocks. Even though your suspension parts are not necessarily steering components, they can still cause noises when you turn the steering. If your suspension mounts are loose or worn, it can cause the vehicle to make noises when you turn the steering. Also, since your suspension is used as you turn the steering, it can still cause noises if there's an underlying issue. 7. Damaged tie rod ends. Your rack and pinion are connected to your tires using a tie rod. If the end of this component gets damaged, it can cause the metal to bounce around as it hits the hub. Therefore, you should replace this component as soon as possible, or you might cause more damage. 8. Worn control arm bushings. Although your control arm is a part of the suspension system, it can still make noises if some of the rubber in its housing gets damaged. When the control arms shift inside their housing while driving, you'll hear loud bangs as they move around. If the issue persists, you might feel the entire vehicle shift as its weight hits the housing side. What to do about creaking noise when turning your car. If you hear a strange and unusual noise when turning your car, seek professional help. An auto mechanic can diagnose and solve the issue. After inspecting the vehicle's suspension and steering systems, the mechanic will likely find the cause of the noise and recommend the necessary repairs. Usually, the only solution is to replace the damaged or broken parts. But before you make any repairs, make sure that you have a car insurance policy. This way, the insurance company covers the expenses in case of an accident or breakdown. Conclusion. There are many potential causes of the creaking noise when turning at slow speeds. But now, you have some practical solutions to fix those problems. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel and leave your comments below. Thanks for watching.